The morning sun cast long shadows across the rocky terrain of eastern Afghanistan when Sergeant Marcus Rodriguez first heard the stories. Soldiers gathered around the mess tent spoke in hushed tones about impossible shots, about enemies dropping dead from distances that defied logic, about a ghost who moved through the mountains like smoke. Rodriguez had been in country for 3 months, leading a reconnaissance team tasked with gathering intelligence on Taliban movements in the Hindu Kush region. He prided himself on being practical, methodical, and skeptical of camp legends. When Private Jensen claimed he witnessed a Taliban fighter fall dead at 800 meters with no visible shooter, Rodriguez wrote it off as combat stress or poor observation. The stories multiplied daily. Convoy drivers reported finding enemy bodies along mountain passes with single, precise wounds. Forward operating bases logged incidents of hostile snipers being eliminated by unknown friendly forces. Radio chatter buzzed with tales of an invisible guardian angel who cleared paths before patrols even knew they needed clearing. Captain Sarah Mitchell, the intelligence officer for their forward operating base, maintained detailed files on all unexplained enemy casualties in their sector. She spread reconnaissance photos across her desk, marking each location with red pins. The pattern emerged clearly when viewed from above, a systematic elimination of high-value targets stretching across 40 kilometers of hostile territory. 17 confirmed kills in 6 weeks, Mitchell explained to Rodriguez during their weekly briefing. All long-range, all precision shots. No vichnesses, no signatures, no shell casings recovered. Either we have the world's most disciplined sniper operating without authorization, or something else entirely. Rodriguez studied the satellite images, noting the extreme distances involved. Several locations sat on cliff tops or ridge lines that would require exceptional climbing skills to access. Others positioned the shooter in areas supposedly controlled by enemy forces, making approach and extraction nearly impossible for conventional military units. The mystery deepened when Staff Sergeant Williams reported a bizarre encounter during a night patrol. His squad had been pinned down by enemy fire in a narrow valley when their attackers suddenly fell silent. Williams discovered 3 Taliban fighters dead at their positions, each killed by single shots from an elevated angle that his team never had line of sight to establish. We swept the area for 2 hours, Williams told Rodriguez. Found boot prints heading up the cliff face, but they disappeared into solid rock. No ropes, no climbing gear marks, nothing that explained how anyone got up there. Rodriguez began conducting his own investigation, interviewing every soldier who claimed knowledge of the Phantom Sniper. The stories shared common elements: precision beyond normal human capability, movement through terrain that challenged the most experienced mountain climbers, and timing that suggested intimate knowledge of enemy positions and patrol schedules. Local interpreters added another layer to the mystery. Abdul Hassan, who worked with multiple units in the region, spoke of village rumors about the mountain spirit who protected American forces. According to Hassan, tribal elders claimed the spirit had walked these peaks for decades, long before the current conflict began. My grandfather tells stories from Soviet war, Hassan explained in broken English. Same spirit, different uniform. Russians found their men dead in places no Afghan fighter could reach. Now Taliban speaks of same ghost, same impossible shots. The breakthrough came when Rodriguez requested access to classified after-action reports from previous deployments. Buried in files dating back 15 years, he found similar accounts from the early days of Operation Enduring Freedom. Different units, different commanders, identical patterns of unexplained enemy casualties in the same geographical region. Major Thompson, a veteran of 3 deployments, provided the most detailed historical account. He described a classified incident from 2004 involving a special operations team that encountered what they initially believed was an enemy sniper. Instead, they discovered evidence of someone systematically eliminating Taliban positions hours before American forces arrived. We never found him, Thompson admitted, but we found his hide sites. Constructed with professional expertise, using local materials, positioned for maximum effectiveness. Whoever built them understood advanced ballistics, mountain warfare, and had intimate knowledge of enemy movement patterns. The investigation stalled when higher command classified all related reports and ordered Rodriguez to focus on standard reconnaissance duties. However, the incidents continued with increased frequency, as if their unknown ally had become more active in response to increased Taliban presence in the region. Specialist Chun, their communications expert, noticed patterns in enemy radio traffic that correlated with the mysterious eliminations. Taliban units would report contact with American forces in areas where no official operations were scheduled. These phantom encounters always resulted in significant enemy casualties with no reported American involvement. "They're afraid," Chen observed during one of their evening briefings. "The chatter shows they're changing movement patterns, avoiding certain routes, requesting reinforcements for areas we haven't even approached. Someone has them completely spooked." Rodriguez realized they were witnessing something unprecedented in modern warfare. Whether human or something else, their Phantom Protector operated with knowledge and capabilities that defied conventional explanation. The ghosts in the mountains had become both legend and tactical reality, shaping enemy behavior through fear of the unknown. The first concrete evidence would come from an unexpected source. Corporal Martinez, tasked with maintaining their surveillance equipment, discovered a malfunction in one of their remote cameras that would finally provide visual proof of what every soldier in the valley already believed but couldn't explain. As Rodriguez prepared for another patrol through the mountain passes, he wondered if they would finally encounter their mysterious guardian. The thought both thrilled and unnerved him, knowing that somewhere in those ancient peaks, someone watched over them with skills that seemed almost supernatural. The mountains kept their secrets well, but technology was about to reveal what human observation had failed to capture. A simple camera malfunction would soon provide answers to questions that had haunted the valley for months, changing everything Rodriguez thought he understood about modern warfare. Little did he know that their phantom sniper was about to become very real, captured by accident through a piece of equipment that recorded when it should have been dormant. The truth waiting in those surveillance files would challenge everything he believed about human limits and the nature of warfare itself. The discovery would force Rodriguez to confront the possibility that some legends grow from seeds of truth, and that the mountains of Afghanistan harbored secrets far more complex than any military briefing could prepare them for. Their invisible protector was about to step from shadow into light, revealing capabilities that would redefine their understanding of what was possible in modern combat. The camera failure that would expose their guardian angel was already in motion, its malfunctioning circuits capturing images that would soon transform myth into documented reality. Rodriguez would have his answers, but those answers would raise questions far more profound than any he had previously considered. The camera malfunction occurred during what should have been a routine overnight surveillance operation. Corporal Martinez discovered the fault while conducting his weekly maintenance check of the remote monitoring station positioned on a strategic ridgeline overlooking the Khyber Pass approach. The device had been recording continuously for 18 hours instead of its programmed 2-hour intervals, draining the battery pack completely. Martinez initially cursed the technical failure, knowing he would need to hike 3 kilometers uphill to replace the power source and reset the system. However, when he reviewed the footage to identify the malfunction's cause, he noticed something extraordinary captured during the extended recording period. The timestamp showed 0347 hours when a figure appeared at the edge of the camera's field of view, moving with deliberate precision across terrain that Martinez knew intimately. The person displayed remarkable skill in navigating the treacherous cliff face that bordered the surveillance area. Even in the infrared display, the figure's movements appeared fluid and confident. Martinez enhanced the footage using their digital analysis software, focusing on the mysterious individual who seemed to materialize from solid rock. The person carried what appeared to be a high-powered rifle and moved with the calculated efficiency of a professional soldier. Most remarkably, they climbed sections of cliff face that Martinez's team had deemed impassable without specialized equipment. The figure positioned themselves in a natural depression approximately 600 meters from the camera location, establishing a concealed firing position with clear lines of sight across multiple valley approaches. Martinez watched in amazement as the person constructed an effective hide site using only materials available in the immediate area, demonstrating expertise that surpassed standard military field craft training. What happened next defied Martinez's understanding of marksmanship capabilities. Through the telescopic scope visible in the enhanced footage, the mystery sniper engaged targets at distances Martinez estimated exceeded 1,000 meters. The infrared signature showed muzzle flashes, followed by systematic adjustments to position and angle that suggested multiple successful eliminations. Martinez called Rodriguez immediately, his voice trembling with excitement. "Sergeant, you need to see this footage. We caught him. We actually caught the ghost on camera." Rodriguez arrived within 20 minutes, accompanied by Captain Mitchell and their intelligence team. They gathered around Martinez's workstation in the communications tent, watching the enhanced footage frame by frame. The implications of what they observed sent shockwaves through their understanding of the ongoing mystery. The sniper demonstrated capabilities that challenged accepted limits of human performance. Shots that conventional wisdom deemed impossible connected with targets barely visible even through their best optical equipment. The figure moved through terrain that required exceptional physical conditioning and climbing expertise, carrying full combat equipment with apparent ease. Captain Mitchell focused on the technical aspects of what they observed. Enhancement shows custom modifications to the rifle system. That's not standard military issue. The scope appears significantly larger than regulation equipment, and there are additional components I can't identify. The figure's fieldcraft impressed even their most experienced reconnaissance specialists. Hide site construction utilized advanced camouflage techniques that rendered the position virtually invisible from multiple angles. Movement patterns demonstrated intimate knowledge of optimal concealment routes and firing positions throughout the mountainous terrain. Most intriguingly, the sniper appeared to possess detailed intelligence about enemy positions and movement schedules. Targets engaged during the recorded period aligned perfectly with Taliban units that had been causing problems for American patrols in the region. The eliminations occurred with surgical precision, removing specific threats while avoiding civilian casualties. Rodriguez studied the figure's equipment and techniques, noting subtle indicators that suggested formal military training. Weapon handling, movement discipline, and tactical positioning all displayed professional competence. However, certain aspects of the performance exceeded what typical military training could explain. Staff Sergeant Williams joined the analysis, bringing his own expertise in long-range marksmanship to bear on the footage. "Those shots are impossible," he stated flatly. "Wind conditions, elevation changes, target movement, the variables make those distances completely impractical. Yet we're watching someone make them consistently." The team spent hours analyzing every frame, mapping the sniper's movements and correlating them with known enemy casualties in the region. The pattern confirmed their suspicions. Their Phantom Protector had been systematically eliminating high-value targets for months, operating with information and capabilities that remained unexplained. Specialist Chun discovered additional evidence when he analyzed radio intercepts from the time frame covered by the footage. Taliban communications revealed panic and confusion as their units reported casualties from an unknown source. Enemy forces described being engaged by an invisible enemy who struck from impossible distances with devastating accuracy. The intercepted communications painted a picture of an enemy force increasingly paralyzed by fear. Taliban commanders ordered retreat from positions they had held for months, unwilling to risk exposure to an adversary they could neither locate nor effectively counter. The psychological impact of a mystery sniper had become a significant tactical advantage for American forces. Martinez enhanced specific sections of the footage, revealing details that deepened the mystery rather than solving it. The sniper's equipment included modifications that seemed beyond conventional military technology. Night vision capabilities appeared enhanced beyond standard issue specifications, and the rifle system incorporated components that their weapons specialists couldn't immediately identify. Captain Mitchell authorized a field expedition to examine the sniper's firing position. Rodriguez led a team to the location captured in the footage, hoping to find physical evidence that might explain their observations. What they discovered challenged their assumptions about conventional military operations. The hide site demonstrated construction techniques that surpassed field manual specifications. Natural materials had been integrated with artificial components to create concealment that was virtually perfect. Firing positions showed evidence of precise calculation, with range cards and environmental data recorded with scientific accuracy. Most remarkably, they found evidence of multiple hide sites throughout the region, all constructed with similar expertise and attention to detail. The network of positions suggested their sniper had been operating a comprehensive surveillance and elimination campaign across the entire valley system. The scope of the operation exceeded what any individual should reasonably be capable of maintaining. Rodriguez collected soil samples and photographed everything, but traditional forensic analysis yielded limited results. Boot prints showed custom modifications that suggested specialized equipment, but no matches existed in their identification databases. Shell casings revealed ammunition specifications that indicated serious investment in precision components. The team discovered supply caches positioned at strategic intervals throughout the mountain system. These contained food, ammunition, and equipment sufficient to sustain long-term independent operations. The caches were professionally concealed and protected against weather and wildlife, suggesting extensive planning and preparation. As they prepared to return to base with their findings, Rodriguez noticed fresh boot prints leading higher into the mountains. Their sniper remained active, continuing operations despite being detected and recorded. The mystery figure seemed unconcerned about exposure, confident in abilities that allowed continued operation despite increased scrutiny. The footage and field evidence transformed their phantom sniper from legend into documented reality. However, the evidence raised more questions than it answered, suggesting capabilities and resources that defied conventional explanation. Rodriguez realized they were dealing with something far more complex than a simple case of unauthorized friendly fire. Captain Mitchell classified the footage and ordered expanded surveillance operations throughout the region. Their goal shifted from solving the mystery to establishing communication with their enigmatic protector. The sniper's effectiveness had become too valuable to ignore, regardless of the questions surrounding their identity and methods. As Rodriguez reviewed the camera footage one final time, he couldn't shake the feeling that they were glimpsing something extraordinary. Their phantom sniper represented capabilities that pushed the boundaries of human performance, operating in a realm that challenged everything he understood about modern warfare and human limitations. Captain Mitchell's expanded surveillance operation deployed 15 additional camera systems throughout the mountain valley over the following week. Each device received enhancement modifications and extended battery packs to ensure continuous monitoring of the region where their phantom sniper operated. The intelligence team established a dedicated monitoring station with around-the-clock analysis capability. The results exceeded their most optimistic expectations. Within 72 hours, multiple cameras captured footage of their mysterious ally conducting what appeared to be coordinated operations across a 30-kilometer operational area. The scope and complexity of what they observed suggested capabilities far beyond what any individual should reasonably possess. Corporal Martinez identified the first significant breakthrough while reviewing overnight footage from Camera Station 7. The timestamp showed 0412 hours when their sniper appeared simultaneously on two different camera feeds positioned 8 kilometers apart. The temporal overlap made individual operation impossible, suggesting either multiple operatives or capabilities that defied conventional understanding. Rodriguez assembled his core team to analyze this development. spreading to multiple camera feeds across their largest display screen. Frame-by-frame examination revealed coordination between the simultaneous appearances that suggested either remarkable communication technology or something approaching supernatural awareness of tactical situations across vast distances. Staff Sergeant Williams focused on the ballistics evidence captured by the enhanced monitoring system. "We're documenting shots that violate everything I understand about physics," he reported during their morning briefing. "Bullet trajectories that account for variables I've never seen calculated in real time. Compensation for wind patterns, altitude changes, and target movement that should require computer assistance." The enhanced footage revealed equipment modifications that their weapons specialists struggled to identify. The rifle systems incorporated components that appeared custom-manufactured rather than military standard issue. Scope assemblies extended beyond conventional specifications, and additional modules suggested integration of advanced targeting technology. Specialist Chun discovered patterns in the operational timing that correlated with sophisticated intelligence gathering. Their sniper seemed to possess detailed, advanced knowledge of enemy movements, positioning themselves optimally hours before Taliban units arrived in specific locations. The level of intelligence required suggested access to information sources beyond normal reconnaissance capabilities. Captain Mitchell authorized consultation with experts from Special Operations Command to analyze their findings. Colonel Harrison, a veteran of classified programs, reviewed their documentation with the measured skepticism of someone accustomed to extraordinary claims requiring extraordinary evidence. "Your footage documents capabilities that exceed known human performance parameters," Colonel Harrison concluded after 3 days of analysis. "Either you've encountered someone with access to classified enhancement technology, or you're dealing with phenomena outside conventional military understanding." The colonel's assessment included technical evaluation of the marksmanship performance captured on their surveillance systems. Mathematical modeling of the documented shots indicated compensation for environmental variables that should be impossible without advanced computer assistance. Wind speed calculations, atmosphere pressure adjustments, and trajectory modifications suggested real-time analysis capabilities beyond human cognitive processing. Rodriguez requested permission to attempt direct contact with their Phantom ally. The tactical advantages provided by the mystery sniper had become too significant to ignore, regardless of questions about identity and methods. Enemy activity in their sector had decreased by 60%, with Taliban forces avoiding areas where the sniper maintained operational presence. The first attempt at contact occurred during a scheduled patrol through the valley, where their sniper demonstrated most activity. Rodriguez's team carried additional communication equipment and established predetermined signals designed to attract attention without appearing threatening. They positioned themselves in locations where previous footage suggested their ally maintained observation posts. The response came faster than expected. Radio interference began affecting their communications equipment approximately 30 minutes into the patrol. The static patterns showed deliberate manipulation rather than natural atmospheric disturbance, suggesting someone with sophisticated electronic capabilities was monitoring their frequencies. Corporal Martinez detected movement on ridge lines approximately 400 meters above their position. The figure appeared briefly in his binocular field of view before vanishing behind rock formations that seemed too small to provide adequate concealment. The observation confirmed their sniper maintained awareness of their patrol activities. Contact escalated when Taliban forces attempted to ambush Rodriguez's team in a narrow canyon passage. Enemy fighters positioned themselves on elevated positions with clear lines of fire, trapping the American patrol with no apparent escape route. Rodriguez prepared his team for sustained combat against superior positioning. The engagement lasted exactly 47 seconds. Enemy fighters dropped systematically from their positions, eliminated by precision fire from angles that Rodriguez's team never identified. Muzzle flash signatures appeared from at least 3 different locations simultaneously, suggesting coordinated fire from multiple positions or impossibly rapid movement between firing points. Radio communications crackled with a voice Rodriguez had never heard before. Male, American accent, speaking with the clipped precision of professional military training. Falcon 6, this is Guardian. Your route is clear. Recommend immediate exfiltration via northern approach. Opposition has been neutralized. Rodriguez attempted to establish extended communication with Guardian, but received only tactical updates and movement recommendations. The mystery voice provided detailed intelligence about enemy positions and safe routes, demonstrating intimate knowledge of both immediate tactical situation and broader operational environment. The team followed Guardian's recommendations, reaching their base camp without further incident. Analysis of the communication revealed sophisticated encryption and relay technology that masked the source location despite their best triangulation efforts. Guardian operated with communication capabilities that suggested significant technological resources. Captain Mitchell expanded the contact protocols, authorizing daily communication attempts during patrol operations. Guardian responded selectively, providing tactical intelligence and warnings about enemy activity while maintaining complete operational security about identity and location. The arrangement evolved into an unofficial partnership that dramatically improved their operational effectiveness. Intelligence gathered from Guardian proved remarkably accurate. Warnings about enemy ambush positions, notifications of roadside explosive devices, and recommendations for optimal patrol routes resulted in 0 casualties for Rodriguez's unit over 6 weeks of operations in one of the most dangerous regions of Afghanistan. The partnership revealed aspects of Guardian's capabilities that deepened the mystery surrounding his identity and resources. Advanced knowledge of enemy plans suggested access to intelligence sources beyond normal military channels. Real-time surveillance capabilities indicated technological resources that exceeded standard military equipment. Guardian demonstrated intimate knowledge of American military protocols and procedures while maintaining operational independence that suggested unofficial status. Communication discipline and tactical recommendations displayed professional competence combined with flexibility that typical military structure wouldn't permit. Staff Sergeant Williams attempted to gather information about Guardian's background during one of their communication sessions. The response revealed training and experience that spanned multiple decades and conflict zones, suggesting someone with extensive special operations background or capabilities that transcended normal career progression. Guardian has been operating in these mountains longer than current conflict parameters, Williams reported to Rodriguez. References to historical enemy positions and tactical considerations that predate American involvement suggest continuity of operations across multiple decades. The revelation prompted Captain Mitchell to expand her historical research into previous conflicts in the region. Soviet-era documentation obtained through intelligence sharing agreements contained references to similar phenomena during their occupation of Afghanistan. Unexplained casualties, impossible marksmanship, and phantom fighters who seemed to possess supernatural capabilities. Colonel Harrison returned with additional specialists to evaluate the expanding scope of their discoveries. The team included behavioral psychologists, advanced weapons experts, and individuals with security clearances that suggested involvement in classified enhancement programs. Their evaluation concluded that Guardian represented capabilities that exceeded known human performance parameters through unknown means. Whether technological enhancement, classified training programs, or phenomena outside conventional understanding, Guardian operated in a realm that challenged fundamental assumptions about warfare and human limitations. Rodriguez realized they had encountered something unprecedented in modern conflict. Their phantom sniper had evolved from mysterious legend to tactical partner, providing capabilities that transformed their operational effectiveness while maintaining secrets that seemed increasingly profound. The truth about Guardian remained elusive, but his impact on their mission had become undeniable. Whatever he represented, he had chosen to protect American forces through means that defied explanation while demonstrating loyalty that transcended conventional military structure. As Rodriguez prepared for another patrol with Guardians invisible overwatch, he wondered what other secrets the mountains contained, and whether humanity was ready for the answers that advanced technology and changing warfare might reveal about the future of human capability. The breakthrough that would finally reveal Guardian's true identity came during the most dangerous mission of Rodriguez's deployment. Intelligence reports indicated a high-value Taliban commander was coordinating a major offensive from a fortified compound deep in the mountains. The target required immediate neutralization, but conventional assault would result in significant casualties due to the defensive advantages of the location. Captain Mitchell authorized a reconnaissance mission to gather detailed intelligence about the compound's defenses and potential approach routes. Rodriguez's team would establish observation posts on surrounding peaks while maintaining communication with Guardian, whose intimate knowledge of the terrain had become invaluable for planning complex operations. The mission began before dawn, with Rodriguez leading 8 soldiers through mountain passages that climbed nearly 2,000 meters above sea level. Guardian provided real-time updates about enemy patrol schedules and safe routes, guiding them through terrain that would have been impassable without his assistance. Specialist Chun carried enhanced communication equipment specifically designed to maintain contact with Guardian throughout the operation. The new systems incorporated encryption protocols and relay capabilities that would allow extended coordination despite the challenging mountainous environment that typically disrupted radio communications. Guardian's intelligence proved accurate as always. Enemy positions aligned exactly with his briefings, patrol timings matched his predictions, and hidden defensive emplacements appeared precisely where he indicated they would be located. His knowledge of the enemy's tactical planning seemed to exceed what normal surveillance could reasonably provide. The observation mission revealed the compound's defenses were more extensive than satellite imagery had indicated. Multiple layers of protection included concealed bunkers, interconnected tunnel systems, and firing positions that commanded complete control over all conventional approach routes. A direct assault would face devastating crossfire from positions that couldn't be effectively suppressed. Rodriguez realized they needed Guardian's unique capabilities to neutralize the defensive positions before conventional forces could advance. However, the scale of the operation would require unprecedented coordination and might force Guardian to expose himself in ways that had previously been avoided. The request for direct intervention prompted Guardian's longest communication session since contact had been established. His voice carried subtle tension that suggested understanding of the risks involved while acknowledging the tactical necessity of more aggressive action. Falcon 6, this is Guardian. Target compound requires sequential elimination of 17 defensive positions across 4 elevation levels. Operation will require approximately 6 hours and may compromise operational security. Recommend coordination with fast attack aircraft for immediate exfiltration upon completion. Rodriguez coordinated with Captain Mitchell to arrange air support, while Guardian began positioning himself for the most ambitious operation they had yet attempted together. Multiple camera systems tracked movement patterns throughout the mountain system as their Phantom ally established firing positions with angles covering the entire compound complex. The assault began at 0347 hours with Guardian systematically eliminating perimeter guards from distances exceeding 1,200 meters. Each shot demonstrated the impossible accuracy they had come to expect, but the sustained nature of the engagement would provide opportunities for enemy forces to triangulate his position and coordinate counterattacks. Taliban forces responded exactly as Guardian predicted, sending reinforcement teams toward calculated firing positions while attempting to establish communication with their defensive teams. Guardian maintained constant movement between prepared positions, staying ahead of enemy countermeasures while continuing to eliminate targets with mechanical precision. The operation revealed aspects of Guardian's capabilities that previous observations had only hinted at. Movement between firing positions required traversing terrain that should take hours to navigate. Yet Guardian appeared at new locations within minutes of abandoning previous positions. Physical performance exceeded human endurance parameters by significant margins. Corporal Martinez monitored Guardian's performance through multiple camera feeds, documenting capabilities that challenged fundamental assumptions about human physical limitations. He's covering terrain that our best mountain climbers couldn't navigate in half the time, carrying full combat equipment, and maintaining accuracy that suggests zero physical stress. Enemy forces adapted their tactics as the engagement progressed, attempting to use civilians as shields and positioning themselves in locations where conventional military rules of engagement would prevent American forces from taking action. Guardian's response demonstrated ethical considerations that aligned perfectly with American military values. Precision fire eliminated only legitimate military targets while scrupulously avoiding any risk to civilian populations. Guardian's target selection revealed detailed knowledge of enemy personnel and their roles, suggesting intelligence capabilities that extended beyond normal battlefield observation. The compound fell systematically as Guardian dismantled their defensive network with surgical precision. Each elimination was calculated to minimize enemy response time while maintaining civilian safety. The operation demonstrated tactical expertise combined with technological capabilities that exceeded conventional military parameters. However, the sustained engagement finally provided enemy forces with enough data to calculate Guardian's general area of operation. Taliban reinforcements converged on the mountain section where Guardian maintained his primary firing positions, forcing him into direct engagement with ground forces for the first time since contact had been established. Rodriguez's team watched through their surveillance equipment as Guardian engaged multiple enemy squads simultaneously. Combat performance demonstrated training and capabilities that exceeded special operations standards by significant margins. Movement, accuracy, and tactical decision-making suggested enhancement beyond normal human parameters. The engagement escalated when Guardian's position became compromised by concentrated enemy fire. For the first time, their phantom ally transmitted a distress signal requesting immediate assistance. Rodriguez's team prepared for rapid response, but Guardian's next transmission changed everything they thought they understood about his identity. Falcon 6, this is Guardian. Initiating emergency protocols. My designation is Project Prometheus 7, Experimental Enhanced Soldier Program. Operational status classified beyond your security clearance. Recommend immediate withdrawal to minimum safe distance of 2 kilometers. The transmission terminated with electronic signatures that suggested activation of systems beyond conventional military equipment. Energy readings detected by their monitoring equipment indicated power sources and technological integration that transcended normal understanding of battlefield technology. What followed exceeded every assumption Rodriguez had made about Guardian's nature and capabilities. Combat performance escalated to levels that challenged basic physics, with movement speeds and accuracy that suggested technological enhancement beyond current human augmentation programs. Enemy forces fled in terror as Guardian demonstrated capabilities that seemed supernatural in their scope and precision. The engagement concluded within minutes, leaving Rodriguez's team struggling to process implications that redefined their understanding of modern warfare and human enhancement technology. Captain Mitchell arrived with a classified extraction team within hours of Guardian's revelation. Military personnel with security clearances beyond Rodriguez's access level assumed control of all documentation and evidence related to their Phantom Sniper's identity and capabilities. Guardian vanished following the engagement, leaving only encrypted communication protocols that suggested continued operation under different operational parameters. His protection of American forces continued, but direct contact was terminated to maintain security protocols surrounding classified enhancement programs. Rodriguez never learned the complete truth about Guardian's origins or the extent of his technological modifications. However, the experience transformed his understanding of warfare's future and the possibilities that emerging technology might offer for protecting those who serve in humanity's most dangerous conflicts. The official reports classified Guardian as unknown friendly asset, while burying the evidence of his true nature in files that would remain sealed for decades. But Rodriguez knew he had witnessed something extraordinary, a glimpse of warfare's future where the line between human and machine capabilities blurred beyond recognition. Guardian's legacy lived on in the lives he saved and the tactical advantages he provided, proof that sometimes legends grow from seeds of truth, and that the future of human capability might exceed every limitation previous generations thought absolute. In the mountains of Afghanistan, the impossible had become routine, and the future had revealed itself through one enhanced soldier's dedication to protecting those who could not protect themselves. The camera failure that exposed Guardian's existence had revealed more than just a mystery sniper. It had provided a window into humanity's potential future, where technology and human dedication could combine to create capabilities that transcended current understanding of what it meant to be human in an age of unlimited technological possibility.